Minister Sean Sherlock is a Minister of State with special responsibility for ODA, trade promotion and North-South cooperation. He is an Irish Labour Party politician and has been a TD for Cork East since May 2007. He has been Minister of State since March 2011. He is a graduate of NUI Galway and holds a degree in economics and politics. He has served as Labour Party spokesperson on agriculture and food, in the Department of Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation and Education and Skills, with special responsibility for research and innovation. And he currently serves as Minister of State at the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, as I said, with special responsibility for trade promotion, development and North-South cooperation. Please welcome Minister Sherlock.
I'm not going to give you the 5-page speech that I was about to deliver, because I think the messaging has been very strong from Mary in relation to the focus of today's event. But if there's just one message that I want to impart to you today, and it's great to see so many young faces here, it's just to say to you that you should not underestimate the power of your own voice in this forum today in terms of informing how policy will be conducted in the future. In other words, your voice here today, how you feed in to your respective groups and through all of the seminars, if you will, that will continue throughout the day, through the various speakers, that will all be collated. We have Irish Aid people here, our own department people here, there are people across other departments here, and wonderful academics here as well, that will form part of an essential voice that will reflect the policy into the future. And we are very conscious that working with the NYCI, and I'm delighted that they've hosted this event today and have done a wonderful job in organising this event, that it is giving a voice to people such as yourself, and that we recognise you then as important stakeholders. Because it would be very easy for people like me at the political level to just engage with senior officials and with the community, if you will. But I think we need to go down a step further. We need to dig deeper, and it's to listen to your voices. Because I think if we're talking about global citizenship, if we're talking about activism, if we're talking about development education in its forms, if we're talking about social justice across the globe, it is important that you, because you will be the future diplomats, the future development workers, you will work in social enterprises, you will work for, corporations, you will become teachers. But if you have a consciousness around the importance of development education, and if you can inform at this stage of your career or wherever you are, whether you're a post-primary education, tertiary education, or whether you're in working life, it's important that we continue to regenerate that consciousness so that there's a strong intergenerational importance, if you will, given to the whole idea of development, education. And I've only been a minister in this field for a short space of time. I spent the last 3.5 years as a research and innovation minister, so grappling with new concepts around scientific ideals, if you will, looking at whole areas like things like medical devices and health and a whole range of new technologies. But I think there's a complementarity there in that if we are really going to have a global impact, if we look at how we in Ireland produce some of the most innovative products in the world, it's a case of how do we export that innovation, how do we export the best people that we have or the best skills that we have to areas of the world which are lesser developed, so that we can increase and help build capacities in those parts of the world. And I'm not talking about, immigration. What I'm talking about is, the fact that we in Ireland historically, through Irish Aid and through our wonderful NGOs, have always sent the best people out to help other people. And I think that's something that we have always done very well and we must continue to do. So don't underestimate your own voices here today. I really mean that. Your voices are going to be they will form an integral part of what it is that we are trying to achieve. And don't underestimate your own voices. Mary mentions social media. I'm on Facebook, but I'm more of a Twitter fan myself. And I try to engage as much as possible with people. And I want to set up maybe an informal dialogue with the NYCI. And you can get me at Sherlock TD, at Sherlock TD, if you're tweeting out from this conference, because I won't be here for the rest of the day. But what I want to do is to track it and see what's emerging in terms of some of the ideas. Not necessarily. It's wonderful to hear the voices of the speakers here today, but it's your voices that I want to hear as well throughout the day and pick up the messaging coming from you, from the factory floor, as it were. And though that will form part of today's proceedings, we will ensure then that whatever's collated here today will work its way back to me in a formal sense through the stakeholders here, and that we will listen very carefully to the messages that you're giving us. Okay? So I wish you well. I think if there's one area that I want to prioritise in the relatively short time that I'm going to be a minister, we get 5-year mandates. I've 3.5 years as a research and innovation minister. I don't know how long I'll be in this role, given the current political, disposition, if you will. You never know. But what I'm here, the one area that I want to focus on is the formal and informal educational sector, because I have just returned from Sierra Leone, and if there's one thing that I've learned from that West African experience, and even though I was only there for 48 hours, is that the impact of education in those areas globally, the impact of education is something that can have transformational change, whether it's health systems, primary care, societal change, gender politics, if you will. And those are all areas that Ireland has a very strong focus on. But I want to give greater credence and greater importance to the role of education. And again, I want to be influenced by people such as yourself. So I'll tarry no longer. That's enough from me for now. I look forward to further engagement with you as a community, throughout the next 12 months or so. And I look forward to working with you. And I look forward to learning from you, really, because it's a space that I didn't have a very strong consciousness about. I had an inherent sense of the good work that we were doing in this space, and that it was always supported very well by Irish Aid and by various governments, regardless of their political hue. It's an apolitical space. But I think it's something that forms a very strong part of our foreign policy, and I think it's something that we must continue to support and engage with. So, best of luck for the day ahead, and sorry about the weather. It's dark and inclement, but I think that you will form a really positive energy today. I think it'll be an energising day, and we really want to hear your enthusiastic ideas, because they will, and I can't iterate it often enough, it will form part of government policy ultimately. That's the key takeaway from me today. So thank you for your time, and I want to pay tribute to Mary and the team for organising this event. It's a really important event, and don't underestimate that. Thank you very much. Okay.